What's good, guys? LM7 back again with another review. This time we're looking at a 2024 set. We're looking at Ahsoka Tano's Duel on Peridea. Okie doke. So ages 8 plus, 75, 385. A long name, 382 pieces, and obviously is from the show Ahsoka, which I imagine we're going to get some more sets coming soon due to season 2 coming out shortly. We've even seen screenshots of, some of the characters, and I'll talk about that in a second. 5 minifigures. It's one of those dual sets, which are hit or miss. Always have been, always probably will be. And then we'll just couple features, nothing too crazy. That's one of the reasons why these sets are hit or miss, but I'll just leave the back of the box like that. So, the burning question, what does it cost? So this set, when it came out, was $54.99 in the US and $69.99 in Canada. It's not the greatest deal if you're looking at the pieces and what the set is overall, but I don't think it's a terrible set. It is a little expensive, but in this case, not always, and it's not the biggest factor, but it does have a bunch of main characters that you can't get anywhere else, so that kind of adds a little bit of value to this maybe lesser seen, lesser valued type set. Little instruction booklet. Boom. 117 pages, so it's a fairly quick build overall. Nothing too crazy. I mean, there for a flat platform, it has a couple interesting builds, as you can see just by looking at it. It's built a little bit sideways and stuff like that, and there's the angles are cooler than they needed to be for a set like this, but I feel like you kind of have to do that to make the set feel like something, because it'd be so easy to go, okay, here's a couple base plates with the right angles, put a stud and raise it a brick tall and call it a day. But there is some interesting building techniques in there to spice it up a little bit, and the features aren't bad, they're just nothing crazy. What is crazy, though, I guess we'll start from this end, are the minifigures. So you get your first iteration of the Night Trooper, and as you can see, he's got the gold accents to show where stuff has been filled in. He's got the red tape around him, cloth, whatever. I don't exactly remember what that was, but for being stuck in a different galaxy for so long, and they've all been zombified. This is the same face as the Death Trooper Battle Pack that came out this year, that we will take a look at soon enough. The only thing that is unfortunate is it isn't Captain Enoch or Commander Enoch. I forget which one it is. But, so slight bummer there that you don't get Thrawn's right-hand dude, but Night Trooper's okay. And then, speaking of Thrawn, you do get him in this set. He's got dual molded legs, as you can see. Very clean minifigure. Indignant expression, if you ask me. He does get a pistol. I kind of like the clean uniform, not too much printing. Shows that he's very elegant. He has an angry face on the back, and then a regular face on the front, showing off his piercing red eyes. Then to finish off your trio of villains, you also get Morgan Elsbeth, which we saw in The Mandalorian, and to a lesser extent, a little bit, if you count Tales of the Jedi and all that as whatever they're from, then she technically was in a Clone Wars episode where Grievous, takes over her planet, kills all the Dathomir witches. But you get her in this edition where she's given herself up to the witches and has her like flaming green blade. Uh, Technically, you only get one in the set, but they give you enough pieces to make a second one, so I just gave her two. And then here's her angry face. Decent characters, you know. Thrawn and Elsbeth are good characters. You also get Ezra Bridger, who we haven't seen in a while. This is his, you know, tattered other galaxy look with the longer hair and the ripped tunic and all that. But he still gets a lightsaber, and you get an extra pistol, so I gave it to him because I thought it seemed fitting. He also has a mad expression on the other side. You can see he's got some like scrapes on his face too. And obviously the highlight of the show, so probably the highlight of the set, is Ahsoka Tano. She's got great printing. I think it looks nice. She's got arm printing. The two clear lightsabers. And overall, just a fairly decent minifigure. Flip her around. She also has, surprise, surprise, an angry face. So, in my opinion, if you can still find this set at its normal retail price and you like it, the minifigures are kind of the draw here. But you can also recreate the final scene in Ahsoka where where Ezra gets thrown onto the Star Destroyer to escape and all that fun stuff. Spoilers, I guess, for a show that's about to have a season 2. So, looking at the set itself, you get this little platform, obviously, where they duel on the top of that mountain range. And the front of the box shows Thrawn's Star Destroyer. Oh, my bad. There, Thrawn's Star Destroyer is there on the top of the box. I've seen a lot of people make that, and would it be a good set? Yeah, but we literally just got an Imperial Star Destroyer, so I don't necessarily think they're going to make that. The ring is cool. The hyperdrive ring for the giant Star Destroyer is neat, but I would really only care to see that if it was a UCS set, and I just don't see him doing that. You never know. I could be wrong, but I don't particularly see it. But that's the only version of that I would want. Anyway, moving back along, I just been looking at this while I've been talking, and that kind of looks like an acclimator shape. No real reason, has no purpose of anything, but there's my insight. So it is just a platform. Like I said, you can see some of the interesting angles and stuff to give it a little more flair. You know, get the angles of the duel right and the features and all that fun stuff. Quite a few stickers in this one. As you can see, there's 2 per one of these little black towers. And then a whole bunch on the actual base. 2 there, 4, 8. You know, there's probably 20 stickers in total. 18 or 20. So quite a few. But I don't necessarily think you need them. It would look a little boring without them, but you could easily get away with that. Not so much these stickers. They're kind of crucial, unfortunately. So these little pillars, you can knock them over if you want. Not necessarily a feature or anything, but you know, if you're fighting and you have a dude and you throw him into one, you could pretend like he was thrown through the wall, if you so want to. Just adding some fun. I think they have a good shape, and they even have some like a tiny bit of golden greebling on the back there. So they tried a little bit. And they use these new like little gear pieces. They actually use this in the MTT as well, I believe. They're kind of silly looking pieces, but they work pretty well. Anyway, what else does it do? So, Ahsoka, you're going to be our test dummy. In the middle platform here, there is a turntable. And that's kind of... This set is just a big turntable. You can put them on these other little turntables and the little gear I was just talking about. You can spin those around. So you can make it look like they're fighting. Let's see. Just just for giggles. You know, you can you know. And you got one of those on both sides. And the last feature is the one that is straight from sending Ezra. So I guess when Ezra makes the jump, you can put him on this little stud here and flip him. Not great. Not the greatest feature I've ever seen, but he went a little bit higher that time. Not necessarily a leap into a Star Destroyer, but you can pretend, I suppose. Goodness gracious. People be screaming outside. Anyway, with that said, that will wrap up this set. Not too many features. It's a little overpriced, perfectly honest. But nowadays you can probably find it on sale because it's going to retire soon, so you could find it on sale and get these minifigures if there's some that you need for your collection, or not. Plenty of decent sets from Ahsoka. This is just one of the newer one. They always got a fight scene in there, and they're really kind of hit or miss. Obi-Wan's show had a fight scene, and that set wasn't fantastic either. About the same price, about the same size, just a base plate with some battle features. I don't know why they keep doing those, but whatever. They're not the worst set, and if you get some good minifigures, then they're not like 60% overpriced, then they're not terrible sets. Thankfully, they don't make them too much bigger than this. Like, once you start leaving the $60 range, they get a little too much to justify just a base plate, essentially. But that is where we will leave it here. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you still want to get it, what you think. You know, is it worth it? Meh. Like I said, you can probably find it on sale nowadays, and if you do, then definitely scoop it up. But I don't think it's terrible. Just a little on the expensive end, but better than most of the sets from this year. So, and with all that, I'll see you guys next time.